Right, first things first, put something on the floor where you can lay on underneath so you're not getting covered in dirt or old sheet, etc. We put the jack, see there, on the cross member. We've got an axle stand there as well, just in case while we're undoing the sump nut. But our underbody guard, you will probably have, when you're doing yours, you'll have a plastic guard that covers this area to stop the engine getting all messed up with all like the road, like the wet and the mud on the road. But as you can see, ours has been obliterated. But I'll just show you, it's either a star piece or you can use a big just flat-headed screwdriver. Look, we'll have one bit there like that. Look, we're going to take ours off anyway. Got one there like that, and there, and there. Ours is obliterated. We have one here. One in the middle, see the red one there? And that part of it's been obliterated as well, so you'll have had one there as well. And obviously the plastic guard covers all this. But ours is gone, so we're going to remove them anyway. Yeah, just jack that up onto the cross member there. Nice strong jacking point. Also warm the engine up first so the oil's nice and runny, so when we do take the sump plug out and put a bucket underneath, it's all going to flow out nice and cleanly. So anyway, there's your sump nut, which is a 21mm socket piece. You want to go anti-clockwise. We'll just gently loosen it off. See, you don't have to go too tight with it either, doing it up. And then get your bucket underneath. Obviously what we've done is warm the engine up, so all the oil will be nice and warm and it'll flow out nicely. And then we've got an old painter's bucket from Wicks, which I can use on my fence afterwards. And we're just going to put that underneath. You can put an old rag down underneath in case there's any spillages as well. So once you've got that loose, you just want to go like that. Pull that out of the way, Harry. Like that, and then pull the nut to one side. You're going to go gently with it. Usually hand gets covered in oil. Right, hold on. Right, hold on, go slow. That's it. Right, ready, steady, go. There. As I said, your hand, it's inevitable, you can't get away from that. But have an old piece of rag there which you can wipe your hand with as well. We'll just leave that for 5 minutes, and then what we will do eventually, once that's all poured out and there's not much dripping out, then we'll lower the jack right down to basically the top of the bucket and then leave it sort of another 5 minutes or so, because then that'll make sure the car's sort of all level, and we drain it all out the sump then, all the old oil. Right, okay, we've allowed that to still dripping off the sump there now. Now we're going to lower it gently down to where the bucket is. So if you go easy with the jack, that's it, slow, keep a bit more, and then we can ensure that all the old oil then comes out of it a little bit more. Keep going. That's it, stop. That's it. And then we'll leave that for another 5 minutes just to let that drain off in there, just to make sure all the old stuff's out, that's all. Right, the actual oil filter is in a plastic casing which is there. See that nut? If you look down there, you can see it at a point there. See that canister thing? And we've got, it's the 27mm socket you need, like that there. But we found it's going to be really awkward because the airbox is in the way. So I'm going to take the 4 bolts out, which is a star piece. I'll tell you in a minute what star piece it is, but we're going to use a star piece. Take 1, 2, 3, 4 out, lift this out the way, so that will allow us a bit more room in order to get to the socket. I mean, if you've got a knuckle for your socket, which I haven't, that might make it easier, like a little knuckle thing, but I haven't got one. So we're going to take that off and see if that's easier to get to that. Or if it's just 4 of them bolts anyway. Yeah, also on the airbox you've got a little sensor thing. You put your nail under there, just lift that up and then it lifts off. And then if you've got a friend there with you, get them to pull the airbox back out the way, and as you can see, that's just popped off of there, that little tube. As you can see now we've got access to the oil filter. Also examine the sump nut, and obviously if it's all chewed up and the washer looks all you know, a bit knackered up, I would replace that. But we're not going to replace the washer. That looks alright, it's a copper washer, so that should be all good. If you find it's not enough space to lift that out, what I would suggest, that bung goes in there, and that's part of the duct in there. Just lift that up with your finger like that. That's a rubber bung. Now, and then you just get the whole shebang out the way, nice and easy. Access there, and you can put a rag, nice old rag, to collect any residue that's falling down, and easy access to it. Not too bad. Right, we took the bucket out the way now, most of it's all dripped out. So you just want to put the sump nut in there, clockwise doing up. Give it a good wipe round with a rag where it's all been dripping as well. And just do it up hand tight for the time being. And then we can do that up in a minute, just a little nib up with the socket. That's it, go easy with it. We're undoing it now. If you notice, we've put the bucket of oil underneath there in case we get any residue dripping out. And also I've got an old biscuit tin tub on the ready, so we can dump the filter in it afterwards, so it won't be going all over the drive. That's it, you just keep going, anti-clock. Right, get to the point where it all goes wobbly, and that is your plastic cap. Should be able to lift that off now. Plastic cap should come off. That's it, hold on, we'll get the we'll get that tub ready.
Yeah.
We put a new filter in, get a clean bit of rag and clean all the residue oil up in there as well. If you notice, we put a bit of rag under that as well, because I didn't know how much is going to come pouring out. What you've got to do is just give it a hard pull from that casing like that, and that just clips in. Look at the state of that filter, look. A little tip, use your old rag, get a screwdriver and dip it into all the nook and crannies to get all the old oil out of the old casing, so it's all nice and clean. To do it officially, if you want to do a torque wrench setting, it's 25 Nm, but we've just done it by hand, or with the socket set clockwise, done it up. You get a feel with it, you just go like, oh yeah, that's it, that's good. You've got a rubber seal round there, so that's on there now. So that's what we've bought, 22 quid, fully synthetic, 5 weight 30 engine oil, It says 3.9 litres in the manual with the oil filter, but initially what we're going to do is put in 3.5, let it settle down and then check it again. Obviously we don't want to put 3.9 in here and it's too far up the dipstick because there's still oil in the engine. So I figure go 3.5, let the engine run for a little bit, and if not, check it tomorrow, and if it wants a little top up, just give it a little top up. But all you need to do is get your oil, get a funnel and measure it out and put 3.5 litres into there just gradually with a funnel.